Thank you, Julie. I can't tell you how excited I am to be here. The gentleman behind me and to my right, Steve Rothschild, who I will introduce in a minute, is actually a bit of a hero of mine in terms of what he did coming out of General Mills and forming Twin Cities Rise and the pay-for-performance structure that he has designed for our support at the state level of his organization. So I've known him for many years, and like Julie, when I was approached about the opportunity to carry this bill, I instantly jumped at the chance. It is perhaps one of the only truly transformational ideas that I have seen since being in the legislature, and I'm really flattered to be offering it. Let me just give a brief kind of conceptual overview of the bills and what we plan to put in place, and then I'm going to hand it over to Steve Rothschild, and he can go deeper into the details and some of the background. So the bill right now is a funding mechanism that leverages public-private investment through appropriation bonds to create an investment pool out of which we fund organizations upon their demonstration of achieving measurable outcomes for the state. We have not, at this point in this pilot mode, determined the exact programs that might fit this kind of mechanism, but there are some ideas, the workforce development programs that we fund, perhaps early literacy, perhaps higher ed, perhaps housing. There are a number of programs right now that are very close to this and have good solid benchmarks and metrics that might fit the program. But right now, the bill does not prescribe any of that. It simply builds the mechanism for this pilot program into which these various programs can apply for participation. So as Julie mentioned, it leverages a lot of really interesting things, the demonstration of outcomes, the participation of the private sector through bonding mechanisms to provide some discipline and some return on investment metrics that the public sector maybe historically hasn't been as good at. And so I think it's a really great demonstration example. And if this works, the power of this kind of mechanism and program for the rest of the state, I think, is really huge. And there are a lot of great minds exploring these kinds of ideas across a number of domains. And if we can get this mechanism right and prove that it works, I think there's a ton of upside potential for the rest of the state. So with that, let me introduce Steve Rothschild, and he can go a little bit deeper into the details of the program.